She is profiting off of women's like heartaches and failures and, you know, all these awful things that happen to women. She's profiting off of it. That's not girl power.
A young woman sits alone, and she's about to make a decision that will change everything. On that screen is a contract. Across town, her partner, her co-host, and her roommate, the woman she'd built a powerful business with, all from nothing, likely believes they're still a united front, still together, and still fighting for the same dream. But she's very wrong. Alex Cooper hovers her finger over the trackpad. The contract on her screen offers her 75% ownership of the intellectual property behind Call Her Daddy.
What's up, bitches?
It's Alex and it's Sophia.
Back at it again for another episode of Call Her Daddy.
If she walks forward alone.
What is up, Daddy Gang? It is your single father, Alex Cooper.
She chooses the brand over the bond.
We were having business negotiations, and during that negotiation, she decided, you know what? Instead of trying to figure this out, I'm just gonna try to take this for myself and run with it. And that's what she did, and that's what ended up happening.
And with that, the best friend character is retired.
Alex, they're getting pissed.
I'm excited about the whole thing, but I'm terrified at the same time.
And in her place, the media executive takes form. In the digital landscape, loyalty is a luxury, but control is everything. And when you have control of the empire, you have control of the narrative.
And I got fucking custody of a shit ton of children. I'm just fucking thankful I didn't birth all of you out of my mother vagina.
Would you stab someone in the back to get ahead? To make millions? Unfortunately, it seems like this is the way of the world, the way of our forefathers, and it's the founding story of Call Her Daddy, one of the top podcasts on all platforms, led by Alex Cooper. Alex Cooper is one of the most successful modern women in the media space, defining podcasts through the years and having heart-to-hearts with internet and mainstream celebrities alike.
I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy you're here.
But it took her a few years and a few sabotages along the way to get there.
Alex Earl, hey girl, you're gonna need to get specific and just say what you gotta say about me.
As the IP to her podcast was under ownership by another famous and powerful man,
Sophia and I were making the company millions of dollars. We had signed a 3-year contract with Barstool Sports, and they owned our IP.
Did Alex Cooper simply do what she needed to get ahead? Or did she become the very evil her podcast claimed it was never going to be?
We feel like these things become gendered. No one's gonna give you the answers, especially as a young woman. No one wants to give you the answers because no one really wants you to succeed.
We all want control over the things we create, but sometimes control can be an illusory concept. The closer you get to obtaining it, the further it slips away, and the more and more things spiral out of control. This is the story of Alex Cooper, a woman who wanted to be as well regarded as the white fathers before her, who thrived in business unapologetically, so she created a podcast called Call Her Daddy.
Call her daddy. Stop being little bitches and just listen up. Little bitch boy. Little bitch boy.
I wouldn't have stopped my friend. I know some people are like, this is a cutthroat world. You do what you gotta do to get ahead, and don't let anybody drag you down. I couldn't do that. It just like, no, it gotta be both of us. It gotta be something where we both can make this work.
Listen up.
Welcome back to another Cruel World Happy Mind video. My name is Madison, and this is the story of Call Her Daddy.
The Glock 9000 is every man's kryptonite. We're not saying cheat, but we are saying be crazy as fuck, because guys love the crazy.
A woman who wanted what the men around her had always taken for granted, and what she was willing to do to get it.
In the beginning of the inception of Call Her Daddy, very strategically marketed
marketing wise. I was presenting my looks and a Valley Girl voice, and I knew how to give some amazing tips in the bedroom. I started to feel a little drained of like, how many more times can I sit and talk about just sex?
What parts of yourself would you give up to become something more than you ever dreamed possible? Something bigger than yourself? Alex Cooper, who now sits at the top of her branding and media empire, knows exactly what you need to sacrifice in today's digital landscape to get what you want.
I will not
And
be able to
what
make
is
it into
that?
work today. I am unwell. That's all I wrote.
That's it.
I didn't put a hi. I didn't say it was from Sophia.
Call Her Daddy, obviously everybody's talking about that.
So we created 4 episodes, and then Dave Portnoy slid into my DMs.
I was like, I know you're lying to me. If you guys leave, we're going to war.
Time magazine called her arguably the most successful woman in podcasting. Alex was well on her way to becoming one of the most recognizable names in podcasting history. But that's not what happened.
Known for interviews with some of the biggest stars of our time.
Ed Sheeran, welcome to Call Her Daddy. It just started to get really bad because it got all about money. I never started this for money. Someone's gonna be the victim and someone's gonna be the villain. And I was the villain. But the whole thing broke down.
After university, Alex moved to New York City and worked in the sales department at Gotham magazine. She also started making the nightlife circuit and dating several athletes, including former Mets pitcher Noah Syndergaard. I was living this very glamorous lifestyle because he was rich, she says, and I was a nobody.
It's time for Noah to get some much-needed R&R. He headed to MSG to catch the Rangers game with his bae, Alexandra Cooper, a former Boston University soccer player. The two athletes enjoy watching sporting events together and actually made their relationship official at a Knicks game in April when they couldn't keep their hands off each other.
No matter what, there's a big fella. Oh!
I mean, come on, you gotta keep it spicy. Speaking of spicy, you might want to check out Alexandra's super steamy Instagram account. She has some really hot pics and over 80,000 followers.
Dating athletes like Noah Syndergaard provided a taste of wealth. When that relationship ended, she found herself in a familiar position, rebuilding from nothing with nothing. Alex went on Facebook to find roommates and crossed paths with Sophia Franklin.
Welcome to our amazing humble abode. Let's do it the proper way. Welcome to our crib. It's really hot in here. Let's turn on the air. Do you hear that hum? A little hard to hear over the noise, but hopefully we will figure it out.
It's the craziest, most random shit. I take an Uber pool because I was broke as fuck and I wanted out of my lease that I was in. She says, oh, I know a girl looking for a roommate. That girl happened to be Alex Cooper.
Wow.
And we signed a lease that day.
After being let go from Gotham magazine, Alex signed up for Seeking Arrangements, a service that allowed men to pay her for dates. The goal was, I never wanted to do anything with these men. I was just going to get drinks and dinner, and by the end of the night, have enough money for rent, she said. Alex also always brought a friend to sit in the back of the bar. We did crazy fun shiz like that, though in retrospect, I want everyone to be careful. I don't know if you should be on that site, but the real idea, the one that would change everything, was forming.
I mean, yeah, probably shouldn't. I think Tana Mojo, I think that's her name. She was on that site too. I think a lot of sites can be dangerous and times to not be dangerous.
In her apartment.
All I would do is listen to podcasts all day long. Then we start the podcast with this company. That was like, it was a podcast network. It was run by just like a bunch of trust fund kids.
Stop. Don't kill the snake. Two women having unfiltered, brutally honest conversations about and dating in the modern world.
We were drinking, we were at this bar, bantering. By the end of the night, we had like a group of like 20, 30 people just like watching us talk and like listening to each other. And she was like, let's start a YouTube.
Yeah, the way it kind of started was we went down to South by Southwest Film Festival.
Okay.
And we were with all these guys, and Sophia and I just started talking like we do on the podcast, like really open and talking about guys and girls and dating and sex. And there slowly just all these guys started to kind of like come around us. And after like 40 minutes, no guy touched their phone and they were all just listening to us.
Right.
And then afterwards, a couple guys were like, do you guys have a show? We're like, no. Like, she works a finance job, I work for a magazine. And then they were like, you guys need a show. I would watch this every day.
Before the idea could become a real show, they needed a name. We knew we needed a catchy name to get people's attention, Alex Cooper said. I was in our apartment one day and I threw on a hoodie that has a huge, bold daddy on it. I bought it in college because I was like, this is hilarious. She says men in college would say to her, why do you have daddy on your shirt? Because I am.
The name Call Her Daddy refers to how they're turning the tables on men and taking charge.
Even though that's still not what I said, though.
It's really not at all.
We're not turning the tables on men. We're just saying girls can be daddies too.
Yeah.
Guys can stay daddies.
A name that said women could be daddies too. A name that said the rules of the game were about to change. And this was fitting at the time because this was the time that dating culture was starting to really change in a way that was hard to describe. And it's hard to find resources that really talk in an honest way about women who want to have sex and date. Alex and Sophia were able to fill that space and be a safe space for women, which is undoubtedly a positive aspect of the show, and I often think goes unacknowledged when discussing the earlier years of Call Her Daddy.
All these people, more women, are like, oh my God, thank God these girls are teaching us and talking about like how to give a good blowjob. So making it more normalized.
Alex Cooper claimed she only knew Sophia Franklin for a few months before asking her to make the podcast, and that often listeners assumed they were better friends at the time than they actually were. Because really, almost right off the bat, their chemistry was effortless. After only doing 4 self-produced episodes, Call Her Daddy was picked up by Barstool Sports. Yeah, Barstool Sports.
Alright.
A company not exactly known at the time for its feminist ideals.
I saw a sizzle reel, and I'm like, who made this for you? She's like, I did. I learned how to edit. I'm like, done, signed up. Let's do it.
What's up, guys? It's Alex and Sophia from Call Her Daddy. We're in the Barstool offices right now.
You heard that right. We are employed, baby.
Woo!
Woo!
Do you call him daddy? Do I call her daddy? Call her daddy. It is Call Her Daddy, episode 1. First of all, I just want to go ahead and say, you probably have no idea who we are, and that is okay.
2 women in their 20s talking explicitly about sex on a platform built by and for men. Fans immediately loved it, and the Daddy Gang was born. Flags in college dorm rooms saying things like "degrade me" and sweatshirts and Tinder bios featuring the hashtag Daddy Gang.
She paid her $70,000, 3-year contract. She brought her partner in crime, Sophia Franklin, with her. So they each got $70,000, 3 years, and the thing it went nuclear in a month.
You guys have Valentine's?
No.
Oh. Wait, guys, let's lie. We have Valentine's. We're fine.
I mean, I have like 5.
Yeah,
exactly.
Sophia and I were talking on our podcast the other day, and we were saying, I don't have a Valentine because we're keeping too many people as side hosts and not anointing anyone a main.
Yes.
Call Her Daddy became very quickly a cultural phenomenon.
Sex.
We're all having sex.
Put it in my butt.
The show gave women a language for navigating a world that had always used that language against them, to almost treat intimacy like a constant power struggle.
The Glock 9000 is every man's kryptonite. We're not saying cheat, but we are saying be crazy as fuck.
Someone emotionally breaks you down when you're at a vulnerable moment, and you build your armor, and intimacy becomes a never-ending power struggle. And that that is kind of a personal issue for many people. Even if a large population of men treat intimacy like a power struggle, doesn't necessarily mean that women should rise up and beat men at their own game. An eye for an eye and the whole world is blind. That is the main criticism of Call Her Daddy. Well, actually, there were also a lot of sexists who just hated the fact that two young, attractive women had microphones and a podcast and were sharing their thoughts. But maybe we can just ignore them in this video. I mean, to be as real as possible, the way that the show Call Her Daddy garnered attention was through its shock value. If Alex Cooper and Sophia Franklin discussed gender relations in a very analytical, historical analysis sort of way, I don't think anyone would have tuned into their podcast. The value came from the shock value of the show and how they spoke.
Because when you do doggy, how far into her video does that little pee go with a fucking mouth like that? Nobody talks about this, but Black China. Kim Kardashian.
Yep. Sophia and Alex often casually threw around words like bitch, slut, whore, even titling episodes like You're Just a Hole and Welcome to Slut Camp. Their supporters said they're reclaiming those words, using them as terms of endearment, but critics saw the language as reinforcing the same male gaze culture.
If the girls want to initiate something, like you want to hang out with him on Valentine's Day, but you don't want to come off like, oh my god, I'm being clingy. Yeah. Offer him sex.
They fucked you. That's all they wanted. And now they're not calling you. You're not getting ghosted.
In my opinion, at least, you can't reclaim your power using the same tactics or the same systems that may have oppressed you in the first place. Call Her Daddy episodes like MILF Hunter pushed this even further, presenting a guest who openly described using women.
These are good fake tits. Well-made fake titties.
So do you start feeling them?
Of course. Of course. A National Geographic growth.
Like you're checking for breast cancer type of shit.
Right.
Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
While the Call Her Daddy podcast was undeniably entertaining, the host would sometimes give questionable dating advice, like how to cheat on your partner without them knowing.
So, we just gave you all the ways to catch a cheater or to cheat.
At the same time, Alex and Sophia openly owned their sexuality and their ability to profit from the brand they were building. Alex Cooper spoke about how she loves making people uncomfortable and that the role she defines for herself is marketer. I love to make people uncomfortable, though she seems to really mean men. To women, she projects the engaging confidence and perfect eye contact of the most popular girl at your school. I'm always down to shake shit up, she says. To her point, she greeted the Boston audience with a litany of her sexual exploits at BU. I got my first STD here. I also know that's kind of my bread and butter, she adds, saying everything, no matter the taboo, is part of her personality. But it's also become more than that. Every day I wake up and go to bed, I'm a marketer through and through, she says. That is who I am. She means not a journalist, not a podcast host. I'm a marketer. Her most brilliant product? Herself.
In the beginning of the inception of Call Her Daddy, very strategically marketing wise, I was presenting my looks and a Valley Girl voice, and I knew how to give